Alrighty, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, and welcome back everybody to the Final Fantasy V Remix Romhack, where we've gotten to just, well, past the library last time. We're still in World 1, and I'm just kinda casually-ish playing through this game so far. I've also, well, we last time noticed, well I noticed last time that Red Mage has its stats changed dramatically, and it actually has competitive magic power stats. So, and I kind of was thinking, what kind of class combinations would I want to go for? Because I don't have any restrictions on this, but at the same time, I kind of semi-decided that I'm probably not going to use the ninja outside of grinding. Like, I will be probably or potentially using a ninja for grinding just because it's super efficient. Well, at least in the original game, maybe they changed that. Either way, I was kind of thinking I would like to have a red mage dancer because Lamia's tiaras are fun. So chat, tell me, which character should be the red mage dancer? What is your opinion on that? Beyond that, I was also kind of thinking of like a Bard Dragoon maybe, just for fun. But beyond that I haven't really thought much of it. Plus some bosses may require specific setups where I can't really stick to those anyways. But that's just kind of the idea I had so far. Hello, welcome to you as well, Norio. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to you as well, the real Decoy, and anybody else who might have joined us. Previous video timer at 5:16:08. Oh, thank you. 5. Let's go 17. Appreciate that, Malokar. I actually would have forgotten to check and start the timer. Alrighty, either way. We have one opinion for Kara. I kinda really like Galuf as the white mage, but since he's not gonna stick around the entire time, probably anyways. Sure, let's have Galuf be a red mage, and with blue magic for now. I'm still fascinated that they gave the red mage bows, which I really like as a concept. Like, it's just, I think it's really neat. Still going to give you rods for now. Alrighty, so Galuf Kara is going to be the red dancer. Or the re-dancer. Then we have somebody be Bard Dragoon. The reason why Bard Dragoon is because I want to use Dragoon, but... well, actually, they might have changed. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Dragoon has different stats too. Why did I save? Let's go. You're going to say Galuf? Alright, sounds good to me. Alrighty, we have a red dancer with Galuf. At least that's the idea. Again, this is a ROM hack that has made stuff decently much more difficult until now. Actually, basically until the previous two bosses, Ifrit and the Biblos replacement, have been pretty easy, all things considered. I'm probably not going to worry too much about using Samurai, Chemist, or Ninja though, because they are usually crazy powerful classes. Then again, I don't know what will be required in the late game. I might just use the Chemist purely for being able to use like elemental absorbs and stuff like that. I've also been considering whether I can in some capacity like defeat that Kaiser Dragon in the first chest of the game in World 1, which I would assume most of its attack, well, its initial attack should be fire-based with Atomic Ray. So I'm kind of curious whether a Flame Ring would allow us to just initially survive that, but unless they change the price for it, that's gonna be 50,000 gil to pay, which would be quite a grind to acquire this early on. We'll see. For all I know, they could have changed up the bells and the harps as a weapon. I don't know, I haven't found a full changelog. What I have found, however, and actually that's a thing I wanted to point out as well. So, they did actually implement a bunch of new bosses as well as regular enemies, which I think is pretty interesting. But also, to me, I'm not terribly interested in figuring out all these rare and common drops myself, because that's just a lot of grinding and testing time invested. I'd rather know what they have in order to be able to make like strategies and such around the knowledge rather than anything else. So that's kind of what I have decided so far. Which means there is in fact a little like text file in the Romhack folder that gives me a detailed, well, drop and steal and rare steal breakdown of each enemy. I'm not going to scroll too far down. It does seem to be like ordered in terms of enemy appearance, with some curious exceptions. And I try to not spoil myself on what is going to be coming up. But at the same time, I do think it would be kind of neat to just take advantage of these things. By the way, those security eyes inside the steamship had... Oh, those are different. Had... Well, actually, it's just regular Sahagins that look different. Either way, inside the steamship, those had only a rare steal for elixirs, which I thought was kind of curious. Or Sahagin... I'll assume they just have... Most of the enemies that may or may not look different, they still have the traditional drop table. Like, there hasn't been anything particularly outrageous. With, I think, one exception? Forget what it was, though. Hey, the Giant's Glove. Apparently, I don't know why the Hill Geiges is this high up in the list. Maybe there is, like, a Hill Geiges somewhere available that we could encounter that I just don't know where it is. But it does actually have a Giant's Glove for steel, which is unique, since usually you don't get the Giant's Glove until Azul Magia, as in the Blue Mage boss, pretty much at the very end of the game. And at that point, you have Hermes shoes, which... not much of a point of using the Giant's Glove for the most part at that point anymore. But if we could go the Giant's Glove early, Berserker actually could get the underflowed magic power already. But then again, we would kind of need a magic weapon for the Berserker first, for that to be useful. Is something randomized? I think nothing is randomized per se, it's just remixed, like basically rebalance, remix. Stuff is redone. Red Mage actually has a really high magic power and strength stat in this, so it got a decent buff. Still basically glass cannon for all other purposes though. It has actually had a gold sword in the very first city for 3000 gold, which we didn't have the funds to afford, which I thought was kind of interesting. What else do we have? We have bows. Also, Red Mage can equip bows, so Red Mage has been modified quite a bit. And consequently, I've actually been kind of curious whether, like, Geomancer might have been modified as well. So I kind of want to put a Geomancer in my team too. Yeah, I'm actually going to put a Geomancer in my team. I was thinking Beastmaster could be fun, but I think Geomancer is going to be more interesting. Geomancer also has more magic power. I think baseline is 42 normally. Or 40? 40 or 42. And in this one here, it is... You get +1, 48, so you actually have more magic power as a Geomancer. So I'm curious whether Geomancer has anything new, so to speak. Those are the old things that normally are here already. And since I do plan on using a bard, and ask with this, well, bard here, and he should give us the Mighty Marsh song, which gives us a regeneration status on everybody in our party. So it's basically like a time mate regeneration spell, but for everybody, for free. But at the same time, we don't really have anything else to do with the Bard currently, so... Having a Bard... maybe not that great. Yet. It will be insanely good once we get the agility song though. Get the life song. Piano Flex! Indeed. I always forget to point that one out. Alright. Let's see, what do we have here? So far, the only bosses we've encountered were in the traditional spot where we expected the bosses to be. Except for 2 chests, actually 1 chest had an enemy encounter that didn't have an enemy encounter before. That was the Phoenix Down chest at the very, very beginning of the game, which was weird. And the other one is a Kaiser Dragon that just wipes your party in the beginner's house. Once we get the flying ship, I'm probably going to just look around the world a little bit, but for now, my plan is to just advance. We did get Aqua Rig from Romhack, so we do technically have our weapon against Sandworm, but I don't know whether Sandworm is going to be Sandworm or anything else. We'll see. We do have 2 people with Blue Magic to be able to cast Aqua Rig for that matter. And I'm also curious if I want to grind for like the Flame Ring for some reason, like trying to defeat the Kaiser Dragon early. I'm curious whether there's still like the black flames right here. It looks like black flames. But the grinding spot here probably still is perfectly functional. Avoiding... so far... I feel like this Romhack here has mostly avoided the traditional pitfalls and questionable design choices that a lot of other Romhacks fall into, like trying to just make it quote-unquote hard by inflating enemies and boss stats and just having these gotcha moments where you just die and you can't do anything about unless you have like knowledge beforehand. With the exception of the Kaiser Dragon in the very first chest, which I think, well, is fine. It's kind of funny. It's been actually pretty good, I think. Like this Romhack here has been pretty reasonable for the most part, which is nice. But then again, I also know the game really, really well, so if you might not be as familiar, especially the first few bosses where you don't have much in the way of like resources or options to play with, it might not be as fun. Because the bosses definitely have significantly higher health than they would have at this early stage of the game. Right, do I want to do anything else? I don't remember. Yay, save the frogs. Frogs are friends, not food. Zoo. Zoo has a rare steal as well as a rare drop for an elixir. So technically it's 2 chances, but oh yeah, the steal chances have, or the steal mechanic has been altered as well in this. Whereas in the regular Final Fantasy V, you cannot steal more than 1 item at a time, but in this one you can steal all of them, including the rare drop any enemy has or may have, you can steal as well. Which is definitely quite different. But also they reduce the chance to steal by a significant margin, so... I guess it's a give and take. It just doesn't feel worthwhile to steal, which is also why I decided to just look up the steal chance. Oh. Sandworm is definitely a bit different. Doesn't have any... Oh, I did not mean to use sand terrain there. 162. Quake? Oh, it did. Alright. I wonder whether Quake is a counterattack from the holes. It might just be. We can get float. Yeah, let's get float. Actually, float is kind of far away. Hello. Welcome to you, JP Erics. I hope you're doing well. That escalated quickly. Yep. This is basically the traditional trial and error where bosses might just outright kill you and you need to be prepared for them. Which is not really any different than the original game, honestly. The only reason why I don't traditionally die to bosses anymore in regular play is because I know the game so well. But if I didn't... Where's my map button? No. Ah, that's my map button. But if I didn't know the game as well as I do, then... you know, I would die a lot more as well. My first casual playthrough, I died to a lot of bosses frequently, despite having actually a pretty decently powerful party. It's curious. So this here is like, oh, well, I know what that thing is about, so let's check out quick. Alrighty, so here normally you can buy heal as a spell, but it's also not all that necessary. It's a time mage this time. Oh wait, no, heal is in Butts' home village. Sandworm is traditionally heavy. So, the way you normally can defeat Sandworm super easily is just use Aqua Rake. But I just assume he has way too much HP for that to be a thing to do. Alrighty, so these coral rings still exist, and flame ring, etc. So they're still here, they're still the same price. Just waiting for the boss that you need to frog in order to defeat. Froggy! changed in order to be able to play around with these changes, at least in my personal opinion. Alright, we have 16 Thunder Scrolls, and let's have Ferris be the temporary... well, actually no. Ferris is not a temporary ninja. I want you to have Mug sooner rather than later. Who's the temporary ninja? Elena is going to be the tempo ninja. Alright, temporary ninja. You don't necessarily need a magic ability for this, but... good enough. I love the music in this town too. These Romhacks should come with a changelog. I mean, there was a steal and drop list. Plus, the original Romhack is in Japanese, so for all I know, there might be like a complete description of it in Japanese. But, well, I don't know. There is basically a fan translation of a Romhack, so presumably the Romhack is actually pretty competent. It says there's even additional jobs. Yes, I have no idea. Well, actually, I do have an idea for circumstantial reason as to what there might be or what else there might be. Because while I was trying to patch the ROM, I accidentally patched a wrong version of the ROM, and I know there is a job in there. But it felt more like that the job has replaced another job rather than being its own thing. But I don't actually know. Alright, this still works. Let's see. Still the amount of experience and money I expect there to be. And exactly, Vetras. The description is really short for what's supposedly in it. That's basically as much as I know. That's kind of the catch for me. Normally I like to just kind of outline and explain everything as I go, but I don't know anything more either. Be pretty neat to be able to explore it, yeah. I just feel like I'm going to miss out on a bunch of things just purely because I don't know about them. Also, I'm a dingus. I need somebody with control. You have blue magic, you have blue magic. Yeah, you can have control, this is fine. Alright, I'm gonna turn you into... So the main reason why I'm actually going here to grind, I don't need to grind necessarily. I actually just wanted to have somebody with control as a Beastmaster briefly, just to be able to get float on everybody efficiently. But then I kind of forgot the character that can learn float in the first place. Whoops. Then again, maybe I want to get flame rings anyways at some point, just to be able to try and defeat the Kaiser Dragon. Classic Yaga, yeah. Welcome to you, Regadactylus, and Vetras, and anybody else who might have joined us. I hope you have a nice day. Let's see real quick. The first job level of a Beastmaster is not control. I forget what it is. Oh, I think it's pain? By the way, the input overlay is not entirely accurate. In between like screen transitions or loading screens for the game, it in fact does not update the input display. So right here, when loading into a battle as well as completing a battle, you don't see actually the correct buttons I'm pressing. I'm mashing all the buttons now! Except that only updated once it finished loading, so that's interesting. I'm not entirely sure how that input display even works. Alright, But's already learned terrain. What are the abilities of Geomancer normally? Let's see. FF5 Geomancer. Gaia, find pits and light step. That sounds about right. It actually means maxing out a Geomancer should be pretty fast, right? Isn't the remaster out soon? I think so, yes. Alright, what's your ability now? Calm. Okay, it is calm. Oh, that's actually further away for control than I expected it to be honest. Yeah, that's fine. This takes a little longer. You'll just have to restock on scrolls as well. The levels probably ultimately help, but I didn't necessarily want to grind unless I had to. I was just going to try and be smart about it. But while I'm trying to be smart about it, I'm also trying to be efficient. And I just feel like in order to get everybody float rather than just one person, I kind of want to have control in order to control the enemy to give myself float, rather than confusing the enemy instead. Which would be the alternative. Also, because we don't have a thief in our party anymore, we can get back attacks. 1 in 16 chance. Which, considering how many times we fight these things, not terribly unlikely to get those. Also, Lena along the way gets Image, which, by the way, Ninja is crazy powerful, and one of the abilities that kind of is like really crazy strong as well is Image. But because just the throw and being able to wield 2 weapons of the ninja is so like crazy strong, almost nobody even talks about the ability to use Image, just as an innate ability. Doesn't even cost MP. Image allows you to create basically an illusion of yourself, and the next 2 physical attacks just miss, guaranteed. It is really crazy good. What's cooking? I'm not entirely sure. At least, no. Stuff. Giving the throw to a rod holder that is holding the right rod for the throwables is pretty dope. It's really crazy good, honestly. Like, that's just incredibly powerful as a combo, which basically that's part of the reason as to why I don't want to necessarily abuse the crazy power of a ninja. Outside of grinding, I'm fully allowing myself to just use the ninja to grind stuff. Because grinding is like, just make it as efficient as possible. But beyond that, Samurai, Ninja, and Chemist are the classes that I will be using sparingly. Chemist mainly potentially for elemental absorbs if I feel like it's going to be necessary. Which might be an interesting way to try and tackle the Kaiser Dragon, without having to get like 4 flame rings. Hey Neon Lair, welcome to you, I hope you have a nice day. It's been a while. Well, I suppose, more or less, welcome back. The game is going quite okay. A little bit of an odd start, but intriguing for, well, for what it is. How many more do we need for fairies? 5 encounters. Then we have control. Then with control we go up Death Mountain and control a chicken. It's not a chicken, it's a bird. 1. By the way, if you ever play through this game casually, this place here for grinding is really crazy good. Actually, I'm curious real quick, so Galuf has 53 magic power right now. What if I briefly turn you into, let's say, a monk with basically no magic power, give you red mage ability? How much magic power? 47, so that is adjusted too. They did remember to do that. Red magic only goes up to level 3. Little fun fact. So the reason why I wanted to check that is because there's a chance that the creator of the Romhack might have forgotten to adjust the, like, transferred stats of a class, because they did buff the red mage magic power and strength actually by quite a lot. But they didn't forget the magic power. I actually didn't check whether the strength would be transferred to... Possibly. Once you get control, you just need to alt and delete and you can reboot the universe. I don't like the restart sound of it though. Can we just not restart the universe? Alright, with this we should have learned control on fairies. Now if you're on Windows 10 you just get that awkward blue screen. I actually haven't seen any blue screens, but my OBS has crashed a bunch lately. Alright, control. Control is crazy good, but it does not work against most bosses. Actually, I don't think it works against any boss. A boss minion maybe. But control allows you to literally take control of that enemy and tell them what to do, which also simultaneously is quite useful if you want to learn specific, like, blue magic spells. Alrighty. Fairies has learned control. We're gonna turn you back into what you were before. You know, I'm just gonna have you be a Time Mage. This is fine. Time Mage is pretty competent support, and we have a Red Mage for healing anyways. Image is probably quite fine. And I kinda wanna keep the Geomancer just for fun. Geomancer is generally considered to be one of the weaker job classes because it just doesn't have a whole lot going for it. Which, that's just how it is. Similarly with Dragoon, there's just not much of a reason to ever have a Dragoon in your party. They do kind of have points where they are decently competent, both Dragoon and Geomancer, but for the most part, if you have free reign and are not bound to, like, a job restriction challenge, not much of a reason to use a Geomancer. One of the best reasons to use a Geomancer is actually its first ability is its main signature ability, which allows you to basically cast spells based on the background and your character level at random. And those spells can actually be pretty strong, all things considered. So it can actually be basically a button that you press when you don't know what else to do with your character. Like, basically just briefly level Geomancer, and then put Terra or Gaia on a white mage, and you're good to go. Alright, I'm looking for a birdie here. There are birds in a different area too. I don't recall any other birds. We don't have an exit spell. Dragoon is the Final Fantasy class that always confuses you. It's heavy armor class, but wants to be in the air and the back row. And not so hits for allies. Yeah, that's kind of Dragoon in a nutshell, I guess. Dragoon is the ultimate, like, survivability class by itself. I like it conceptually, but I just don't know how to fit it into a team. Aside from when you just literally need somebody to survive, and that's it. Wait, are there not birds in here? I haven't seen a single bird, have I? Oh no, there might be no birds here. There's normally cockatrice on the North Mountain that we can control. Let's see, maybe the fireflies have the ability that I'm looking for. The fireflies apparently do replace the birds. They have fire, ice, and fight. Oh, that's not good actually. I need float. Time Match gets float, but we don't have. Oh, I was gonna get float for everybody here, but I actually completely forgot that I didn't see a single bird in this. I don't think the sea areas actually has float. I can check. No, I kind of want to make a D&D character now that is basically a Dragoon. Make like a, I don't know, a Shadow Monk with Jousting Lance Mastery or something like that. Then you teleport 30 feet above or 60 feet above the enemy and just slam straight down. That would be kind of neat. Alright, did they remove the birds here? Yes. Yes, they did. I don't have a boat to check for CAVs encounters. How much money do I have? Wait, I think some enemies in the wind shrine had float? The mold winds may have float? Maybe. My standard enemy's not here that I use for it. We don't have a chemist to use float either yet. What other options are there for float? And then the enemy steps aside, bonk. Yep, I mean you take fall damage in D&D. Unless you, like, make your own special feat. I never opened that chest over there. Control. I wonder what the chance for that is. Alright, controlled. Let's see. Could use a Barbarian's Rage to eat half of the damage. Fair. I suppose there's no reason why you couldn't use the Rage and the Shadow teleport thingy. You do need to be like, what, 6th level Shadow Monk for it though? 1 level Barbarian would work. I actually like that concept. 1st level Barbarian, 6th level Shadow Monk. Just for the Rage. Then again, you might as well go for like 2. Oh, Arrow too. If you control these. I don't think they traditionally cast Arrow 2 at all. There's Chocobos. Hang on. Oh, they absorb ice. I like the idea of actually adding Barbarians there. Right, you do that. Yeah. Oh, maybe the magic bunny has something interesting. I guess having control on my character is useful just purely for the purposes of checking what the enemies have in terms of abilities. I'm just mainly curious, really. Let's see, Flare, Doom, and Aspir. I forget what Aspir is. But it has Flare and Doom. Huh. I wonder what happens if you catch and release one of these. Oh, that's MP Absorb, isn't it? I guess that's Osmos. There are straight up flying races in 5th edition, so you could use one of those to get up. I mean... Right. Then again, most DMs are not gonna allow you to have a race that can naturally just fly. Well, most DMs I've played with so far, or most people that I know that I've talked to if they were to DM as well. I don't know, I just like the concept that I came up with my Shadow Monk, where I decided, you know, I have the Shadow Step ability. It's kind of dusk. I can Shadow Step anywhere right now. And so I asked my DM whether I could Shadow Step like 50 feet into the air, straight above the enemy, and crash down. I just love the concept. Okay, I can... Let's see whether we can control the Chocobo. Chocobo's counterattack with a ridiculously powerful attack, so I'm just curious. That's still going to be here. I think this should be the same encounter area around here. Maybe. Nope, that's not a Chocobo area. Basically, Chocobos, I think, mainly replace the Bundle Quar and Galdura encounters. Let's see. There's a Chocobo. Control. Can't control this monster. Oh no. So all Chocobos ever do in this game seemingly is just run away. If you hit them, they counterattack with an attack that just one-shots you for 8000 damage. Only a single character though. So... I can't control it. Couldn't steal. I might be able to steal from it. Can I stop you? Probably not. Can I sleep you? Probably not. And even if I could, maybe it would work later. Rock Song. No. Couldn't steal. Like, it has something. Which, by the way, this is something that I don't want to look up, because this is clearly like part of the concept like challenge for this, where you have the super powerful type of enemy and it just runs away. You can't seemingly control it and it's difficult to take down, probably. And I'm just really curious what it has, but at the same time I don't feel like it would be right for me to look up what it has, because that's literally part of the challenge here. Gonna turn you into Mystic Knight briefly. The reason why I'm turning her into Mystic Knight is... so, the Chocobo might just have a crazy amount of magic evasion and that's why we don't hit. So, with Magic Sword, it should always guaranteed hit if it works. So I'm basically just curious whether... the Chocobo is immune to sleep? or whether it just has really high resistances. It does mean it needs to do nothing its first turn. It appears to be like a 2 in 3 chance to run away, so we'll see. So just need it to not run away once. Oh, 2 jump combos. Double the chance for it to not run away. Which this appears to be the rare encounter in these areas. Don't run away, please. Alright, still here. Good. High potion. Alright, we stole a high potion. Now please stay here. Because I want to know whether... Alright, it is immune to sleep. Please stay here because I need to know whether we have anything else. Alright, high potion is it. So, unless I have like a reason to try and kill it outright in some capacity, which I don't really. There's that. That Chocobo is not playing around. Nope. That Chocobo is pretty strong. Hold that up for a high potion. Yep. I'm curious what its stats are, but when I actually used scan on it, it just gave me question marks. Which... I don't know whether there's a mechanic for when the game allows you to scan things or not. Or how exactly that works. Either way, any other birds I could possibly find that can give me float? Can't really think of anything. Zoo might... No, Zoo doesn't have float. I would be very surprised if it did. Unless that's changing here. Mildly awkward. What enemy does normally have float as an ability? Float. Let's see. Dimensional magic, float, levitate, makes float. Right, Killer Bee is floating. Eelbat is floating. Moldwind is floating. I know who is floating. Let's see. Moldwind is floating. Psycho Head has immunity to float. Gala Cat. Oh, right. Gala Cats would normally be on Morph Mountain, but there's no Gala Cats either. That's right. That's what they normally would be, not the fireflies. Or birds. I guess I replaced 2 of them, huh? So what else? Cockatrice also would... Actually, they don't have float. Blocks are immune to float, Carcumans are immune to float, a zoo is always floating. And I'm in the working area, so basically I'm not gonna get float as a control ability unless we find like a new enemy that we haven't seen so far. Are we sure we need to fight Titan and need float? No, we're fighting Sandworm and it might be counterattacking with Quake. So this was going to be my quick and easy way out in order to not have to worry about Quake, so I can just use Aquarake to nuke it, but that might not work here because... well, it counterattacks with Quake if I hit a hole, probably. So I just need to probably single target it down. Right. I don't want to deal with these. Let's see whether we find Ramu. Maybe there's other encounters too, for all I know. More mini dragons. That's an uncommon encounter, I think, normally. You have accurate one-shot situation. Yes, but I assume it has inflated stats. To be fair, I didn't check. You are not Ramu. The heck? Scarminian. Phoenix Storm. Slowing my time mage.
So I found you. Killing me is impressive, but my true strength lies in death. And now, I'll have you join me in it.
I don't want to. Oh, he counterattacks with thread. Probably any action I do, he counterattacks with thread. That's inconvenient. Oh, I actually could learn Dark Shock. Then again, unless they change the battle mechanics, it's not gonna do anything unless I wanna Death Flame off. Alright, time magic, haste yourself. Time magic, haste. Let's see, do you still Bone? Bone puts you into critical HP. Can I sleep here? I'm just testing things right now. Wait, are you undead? You look very undead. He's very undead. Can I slow you? Yes. Most bosses and enemies are susceptible to slow in this game, which is truthfully a very overpowered concept. Haste yourself, stop them, or anything like that. Are you heavy? Probably. Leaf Dance. I think Leaf Dance can blind an enemy. Poison Breath, that could be bad. Yeah, we're mostly fine. A little bit poisoned, but oh well. I think Reaching doesn't work when you're poisoned anyways. Drag is counterproductive. Alright, let's just try and knock him out. Oh! Blumentop Vampire, thank you! Thank you so much for 4 months of support. Welcome back, and I'm glad you enjoy your stay. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. He just constantly slows me. That's just annoying. He's probably immune to venom, but weak to fire maybe. Let's see. Yep, very weak to fire. Pinnacle. That also blinds, which really doesn't matter much. I wonder if that's a specific reaction to fire. Because his reaction seems to normally be too slow. Alright, Galuf, get the flame rod in here. And fire him. Should probably scan him sometime. Tentacle. High magic, haste and Galuf. Let's actually scan him real quick. How much HP do you have? Level 20, 10,900 HP. Weak against Holy. And he is affected by darkness. Alright, I'm just gonna fire him, I guess. And Dark Paladin, holy moly, thank you so much for 55 months of support. Welcome back, and I'm glad you enjoyed your stay for a crazy long time. Hope you're doing well. I am. Mostly. Thank you, hope so do you. And excited for the Pixel remaster. I'm cautiously optimistic. Oh, hey, he actually missed his tentacle attack. Wait, that's a physical attack then, which also consequently means that 60 damage. Which also consequently means that theoretically, unless it's different in this Romhack, he should have missed 75% of the time with his tentacle attack, but only missed once, which is within the realm of possibilities in terms of, like, probability. Just mildly unlikely. But it could also be that they nerfed the blind status effect, because it is really strong, and it never wears off unless you specifically cure it. Nice touch. You know what I could do? I can equip the healing staff with you and just heal. Probably a lot more efficient than throwing regular old potions. So nothing too terribly dangerous here. Wonder whether he still gives me a Ramu or whether you only can get Ramu. I actually have no idea. Tentacle. Bone, which means critical HP. But we can just heal that. I think he should be done soon. There it is. Unless he comes back again. Victory! We do get Ramu. Okay. There. Interesting. Very interesting. Means I need to use the Ramu thing here. And now we can summon Ramu. Well, if we had a summoner. Summoner really becomes incredibly powerful once you get Titan, and then subsequently Golem soon after. So we'll see whether they get those. Let's see how we can deal with the Sandworm though. I assume that the Quake is a counterattack to me hitting the holes, so I should just avoid that. And I do not appear to be able to float at all, unless the Zoo has float now. Let's see. Nope. The threat of him is if you're expecting Ramu, if you get jumped at a bad time, since it's not an encounter you can see coming. Well, I guess I didn't try, but I assume you can still run away, because you can run away from Ramu as well. Are you doing the Fiesta rules, or is Red Mage not awful in this? Red Mage is actually pretty good in this. Then again, I also like Red Mage traditionally, because while it does not have as much raw power as a Black or a White Mage, it is actually very competent, being able to fulfill both roles at the same time in World 1. World 2 is where it starts falling off pretty hard now. But in this, it actually debuffed the strength and the magic power. It's basically a glass cannon. Oh, take care, Flare Star. Thank you for dropping by. Alright, let's see. We just need to not accidentally use terrain. I probably should have switched over classes, but, you know, this is fine. Alright, there's no sandworm here. There's a sandworm here. 256. Haste yourself for now. Always haste yourself first. And I'll just assume he has... So, Sandworm is one of the few enemies that has literally immunity to everything. He's not weak to ice, by the way. Well, not originally. Okay, let's scan him. Gets 3000 HP traditionally, and here it is... 6,500. Alright, just slightly more than double. Weak against water. Suppose... That's fine. Alright, we're just gonna haste Galuf and Moth, and they're just gonna try and cast spells. You have the Flame Rod, that's fine. Just need to make sure this guy doesn't dodge in between me trying to attack him, because otherwise I'm dead. Normally, when you attack a hole by accident, or intentionally I guess, it will inflict the Demi spell upon one of your random party members, but here, it appears to be rather, you know, straight up instant death. It's also curious that he didn't start being, like, on the screen in the first place. Which I think actually just straight up design-wise, I think is more interesting. Also, fun fact, Sandworm, at least in the original iteration of the game, is always considered to be in the back row, which means melee attackers that don't have a reach attribute on their weapon always deal half damage. But it also means his physical attack is also half damage. He apparently likes to use Hurricane. So if he combines that with Sandstorm, or well, not Sandstorm, the Earth version of the Sandstorm, I guess. The thing with Carmelian actually is just earlier, with the 60 damage and these Felix at us. That's when the Hurricane is going to be straight up deadly though. In case you're wondering why I switched Rod over to Bolt or Thunder Rod with Galuf, it's a faster animation. He does appear to be significantly slower than in the original game. Like, in the original game, he switches places all the time and attacks super crazy fast. I feel like this is kind of a compromise between the holes having a much more deadly counterattack. But him not switching the place nearly as much. Why did I do that? I healed him. But did not pay attention. Maelstrom, everybody in critical HP. Wonder whether he has like a second phase or something. Oh, Moth actually resisted it. Maelstrom only has like a baseline 60% chance to hit. Oh, it's gone. Alright, that was uneventful. And all that effort for me to try and get float, and I couldn't get float. Which actually is definitely an interesting point to note, but then again, I guess control could be kind of neat anyways, just to see what I might be able to get. Control. Well, pretty much none of these. So these enemies are the standard ones. I don't expect them to be any different / dangerous. I'm just curious whether they have any particularly interesting, like, controllability. Like, maybe one of them has float. Because, well, somebody that mentioned Titan earlier. I didn't even think about Titan. But without having float against Titan, that could be a case where it could get really ugly not having float, so to speak. Your bio soldiers, you're fine. We did see the flare bunny, right? But these are all like new enemies or enemies that are different than the original, so I figure that's the main difference there. Do I have one with learning? I actually do not. So that's a good point. I'm gonna put learning on Gallop, just in case we run into any useful ability. So here, King Tycoon goes to the right side. What do? We go left side. There's the cutscene plays here too, and this is actually only one step instead of having to watch two more on the right side for this to be complete here. Red Mage, best Mage. I like Red Mage. Welcome to XF, I hope you're doing well. You assume we will get Barbaricia here? Barbaricia? I'm actually not sure what Barbaricia refers to. Well, I'm gonna give Lena here smoke. That way we can automatically run away from encounters. If I decide to do so after failing to control a fairies or something. The Wind Fiend in Final Fantasy 4. I do not remember that name at all. I think that's the Whirlwind thing. But we don't get Dragoon until afterwards, so wonder how that's gonna work. I think the Water Fiend dude actually had a similar mechanic where you needed to use Lightning Element in order to remove the water around him. Right after you rescue Rosa. Right. And I think you need a Dragoon in order to stop the Whirlwind, right? Meanwhile... Is this a lever? Push it? No. There's a lever. Pull it? Yep. And we get 2 more shurikens. And the size spell. curious, it didn't have the symbol, did it? Right, let's make a separate save file just in case this is a death trap and I would need to reset in order to get stuff. Also, if we... well, we actually can go back into the steamship here if we really need something, I guess. I'm very curious actually, real quick, what the robotic eye has as a control ability, so if you excuse me, I'm gonna check that real quick. Let's see, control didn't work, but it, well, can work, so that's good to know. Should have hasted Ferris. Targeting. I actually don't know what they do. Targeting in the first turn, apparently. I didn't mean to control that one. Control this one. Doesn't appear to be a particularly great chance to hit control. Kill this thing. But not that one. They are weak to lightning. Come on, fairies. 300? Yeah, mustard bombs are not friendly. In this case, we're just gonna knock this one out as well. I was too slow. Alright, now it's controlled. Let's see what we can do. Exploder. I can only Exploder on enemies. I can't Exploder on my own characters in order to learn Exploder. Shame. Alright, fair enough. Oh, I probably want to go and sleep in order to recover Gallows MP. Everyone spin accurate. Scarminion was Res Kazania has his water wall, Rebicante has his protective cloak, so our next fight needs something to knock her out of the whirlwind one. There won't be a dragon because we don't have it yet. Bows maybe? We do have bows. What is the remix Romhack? Basically it is a Japanese, or a Romhack by a Japanese, well, creator, so to speak, that remixes the game. It adds a bunch of Final Fantasy IV enemies into the game, changes up the enemies a little bit, makes it a little bit harder, which is fine by me because I know the game really well, but I think it could be frustrating if you're not as familiar with the game. Naki Kitsune Puppy. Thank you for the raid and the host, I appreciate that. Hello and welcome. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to you. Do I have any of the new jobs? No. I don't know where or how they come to be. Yeah, we have... oh yeah, Final Fantasy VI Ultros was in here too, briefly, instead of Biblos. You just completed another career day. Oh, neat. I haven't played career day in quite a while. We could do a randomizer day sometime. Secret of Mana randomizer, Final Fantasy 5 randomizer, Free Enterprise, Zelda randomizer, what else? Alright, let's see. I need to get over there. Yeah, will I change anything? Thief Fairies is not terribly useful, but the bosses recently haven't been terribly difficult. So normally this is Cray Claw with 2000 HP, weak to lightning, and you can easily one-shot him even without leveling particularly high. Let's see what we encounter this time. This is Ahriman. Stole a hero drink. Condemn. Oh no. You condemn everybody. You do not. Well, that's inconvenient. Can I slow you? Okay. Let's scan him. First of all, he has level 19. Hey, we are actually exactly level 19. Huh. 6,500 HP, weak against water. We do technically have water. Probably cannot control it. Nope. Would have been very surprised. And just alright, we go Time Mage haste on you who are not doomed. This doom will actually take twice as far. Oh, you'll have blue magic. I should. Tempted to reset because we are exactly level 19. We could easily Goblin Punch this guy down. Whirlpool would put enemy into critical HP. Probably doesn't work here. He'd have learning. I need to sleep this guy. Probably not. Let's just hit him. Maybe he counterattacks. He does counterattack with Condemn. Whirlpool. Do you only use Whirlpool here? Looks like 2 more Condemns probably. Second one hit somebody who already had it. Can I... Demi? Probably not. Okay, Tsunami is here. He is weak to water, but Tsunami is inherently a really weak spell. No particular weakness we can exploit. Well, not with this team anyways. Alright. I did just save. I just feel like this could just be a real slog if I don't actually properly prepare. So you're gonna be Blue Mage. This is fine, you get Blue Magic. And... that's actually your strongest weapon, isn't it? That's fine. And Ferris, you stole a hero drink. Thief is fine. Alright. Basically, if you have Goblin Punch on a character and the enemy has the same level as your character, you deal 8 times damage, ignoring their defense, and you always hit as well. Does Life Shield mix to anything to protect against Condemn? Life Shield mix does not. What you can do is you can use Dragon Power, I think it is, which gives you the heavy status. Might not be Dragon Power. I think it's Dragon Power. But Condemned cannot affect the target that is heavy. Oh, wait, I could learn... Wait, no. Right, hang on, sorry. I do need to have a character with learning in my team. I'm sorry. Also, I need to reset my capture real quick, because whenever I reset, there's a chance that the music lags behind a lot. Because of my setup. Alright, we're gonna turn you into Blue Mage. Wait, didn't I already do that earlier? No, I didn't. Time Magic. Just to slow him. And you get Blue Magic. Rainbow is fine, you get Blue Magic. Guardian Dagger is fine. This is fine. Alright. So, the main reason why I'm doing this here is I want to learn Condemn. Because Condemn is actually blue magic, and you do not normally get this until way later in the game. And Condemn always hits. Unless it's changed in this ROM hack. Condemn always hits if the enemy is susceptible to it. Cannot be dodged. And once the timer runs down, they just straight up die. Like there's basically late game bosses that are not flagged as heavy, where we will potentially be able to just do exactly that. So I'm really curious whether we can get that to work. It works on Neo XDev's butt. That is a very particular way of expressing that, but yes, actually reasonably accurate too, because the back form of Neo XDev is in fact not considered heavy. So, yeah. Dragon Kiss, there we go, that's the correct one. So yeah, Dragon's Kiss does actually protect from Condemn because it makes you heavy. It also means it protects you from Demi and like health instant deaths and time magic instant deaths. Because all of these target whether your target is heavy or not. Weetorp! Thank you for the raid to the host and welcome everybody to Final Fantasy V Remixed, where I'm just kind of walking through this ROM hack. I am reasonably familiar with Final Fantasy V, and I think it could be pretty interesting. So, let's see, first order of operation. Goblin Punch, this should deal a lot of damage, because Goblin Punch deals 8 times damage ignoring defense, always hitting if you are the same level as your target. So this guy has 6,500 HP, which is more than triple what the original enemy here has, and it seems to be a different enemy in the first place. So I want him to hit Condemn on Ferris here. Haste might not be a good choice, because now the characters are actually getting condemned twice as quick. But then again, I suppose that might be fine too. But yeah, it's actually pure coincidence that I'm the same level as the enemy. And I need you to hit Ferris with... Oh, that's just mean, dude. Oh, that's a theft counter. But I didn't learn Condemn. No, I need to learn Condemn. Like, I've survived it, which is pure coincidence. It's good to know as well. But I need to learn. I want to learn Condemn with my blue mage. So he needs to hit Condemn specifically on Ferris. So Meteor hits a random target for between... Wait, let's see, 50 times 60? Alright, 800 to... I think Meteor is between 400 to 2400 damage. It's fixed damage, minus magic defense. It's not influenced by your magic power, unlike most spells. Make everyone blue mage to catch it easier? I could do that, but I'm lazy. Also, I didn't realize that my next Goblin Punch would actually just straight up kill him, so that didn't help. But yeah, you don't normally get Condemn until very late into the game. I wonder whether the creator of this Romhack considered that you can get Condemn here. Because I might be slightly overpowered. Well, not if... Just that. Alright, Goblin Punch! Goblin Punch! That's 1000 damage. There we go, he hit Ferris. Now we just need to survive a meteor. What is the probability of an attack that randomly hits any targets to hit all 4 targets exactly once each? That's a 3 and 4 times a 50-50 times 1 in 4 chance. So 3 in 16... 3 in 32 chance that we die here. Yeah, we should be fine. I mean, it's possible. But the odds are in our favor that at least one person will survive. And the blue mage does not need to survive the attack, by the way. You just need to have somebody get hit by the thing in question in order to learn the blue magics. With the learning ability in particular. Charm. It's a counter attack. You should be getting knocked out here. 2. Oh boy. Alright, we are fine. That was kinda spooky. And all the way to the 1 in 4. Alright. Learn Condemn. You could cast haste on Ahriman. Technically I could. But he also appears to be like double attacking with elemental spells. Which was less than ideal for our purposes. But yeah, there's a straight up 3 in 32 chance that we die, because I'm pretty sure we are not high enough level to survive a single meteor hit on anybody. Like, I think it's technically possible that we do. But I would also need to specifically set up, like... The only way I can get Shell, which halves all the magic damage received currently, is through the Mystic Knight's passive. And we need to have basically Mystic Knight get hit into critical HP, and then trigger the Shell passive in order to get that. And even then, the meteor could just roll high enough that we wouldn't survive anyways. Panzerkampfwaffel, thank you. Thank you so much for tier 2 for 82 months. Wait, 38, that way around. Welcome back for quite a long time, and I'm glad you enjoy your stay. I see you've learned Condemn. I did indeed. Thank you. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna go with control here again. This is fine. I'm just gonna keep the magic. I'm gonna put learning on Gala, just in case. Actually, there's going to be technically flamethrower enemies coming up, which is actually kind of decently good, in theory. What's your ability? Smoke. That's fine. Alright. Now we have Condemn. Do we have blue magic on anybody actually still? I do not. I do. Right. So now we can check whether enemy is heavy or not. Just purely by casting Condemn on them. So... That's a different music. There's enemy encounters here. I stole his classes. Counterattacks with strong attack. That's less than ideal. Can I confuse you? And they run away. I can confuse you. It feels like these are the bandits and they are counterattacking me. I wanna steal from you, dude. He escapes anyways when we confuse him. Either way, it's enemies in here. That is actually pretty fascinating. I was here for the piano and maybe some items. Do I have any new classes yet? No. The red mage actually has received quite a substantial stat buff. So that's a thing, but beyond that, seemingly nothing really has changed. So their physical attack isn't that big of a deal, but the counterattack kind of is. So can I control you? I can, technically. Can I cast Stop on you? Are you heavy? They are not heavy. They would die after 30 seconds. Wait, are they hasted? Because that starts at 15. Normally enemies that start at 15 are not hasted. Scythe. Okay, it's the same as... Oh wait, are you replacing the Death Sickle dudes? 428 HP. Weak to poison. Floating. Interesting. Balfon, thank you. Thank you so much for 35 months of support. Welcome back. And I'm glad you enjoy your stay. I hope you're doing well. Interesting. I don't dare to attack them currently. Because, well, they counterattack really hard. Could buy anything here, but I don't feel like... I'm just checking whether there's anything we haven't seen yet. There's a coral sword I could get. Would be a lightning based sword, but I don't really use physical attackers. Nah, we're fine. I think they are permanently hasted, that's why they're so fast. Control. Alright, it is controlled. Good. No. Blue magic. I'm curious how strong that thing is. Them is going to kill it sooner rather than later. The other guy is just going to run away. So we have Specialty, Magic Hammer and Escape. Magic Hammer? Who had Learning? Galef? I want to learn Magic Hammer. Magic Hammer is fun because it halves the enemy's MP. I wonder what happens if I use Escape. Specialty is probably the heavy attack. Nope, that's the scythe attack. No, him! No way. But we learned Magic Hammer, so that's a plus. I like the music change in here though. One of my favorite themes. That's a curious change, like it's nothing bad. Just curious. I do want to kill one of them though. Actually, what I want to do... Here's what we do. We're gonna rob them blind. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn you into a thief. Turn you into a thief. Turn you into a thief. With black magic. With black magic. There are Vice enemies in this city. I guess that makes it Vice City. I mean, I suppose? Preemptive strike. Controlled, very good. Alright, steal. I wanna see what else they have for steal. Sleep? Can you put it to sleep? Alright, they can be put to sleep, so we actually don't need to control them. The other guy's going to run away sooner rather than later anyways. Just magic hammer yourself or something. Stole glasses. Couldn't see. Okay, it has more to steal. I'm just curious what they have. I could look it up on the list, but at the same time... I guess I'm not always going to. I was going to just look up what they have in circumstances, but I think it's just interesting right now. Then again, this could take a while. And it could just be for a potion again, like last time. By the way, Fairies is going to be locked into control forever until I hit the enemy physically, but that's also going to wake him up, so I'd like to not have that. Silver Bow. He has still something else. Silver Bow is, I guess, quite okay. Silver Armlet. So he just basically has silver stuff. I wonder what happens if I control him and use escape. On myself, do we escape if I do that? Because flee and escape might be a different ability. So... unless he didn't wake up. I don't know whether he's still asleep or something. Either way, their attack is nothing interesting, really. Alright, he uses escape on himself if we do that. Okay. So, nothing interesting they have. I figured maybe since they are just running away, they could have like interesting items or anything like that, but no, not really. So consequently, let me turn back into the previous jobs. So you're gonna go back to being Time Mage with Image. Image is always good. Get Elf Faith as well. You're gonna be a Red Mage again. Bit of Blue Magic. Actually, no, I'm gonna give you Learning. This is fine. The Red Mage is pretty competent in this so far. And you're going to be back to... wait, what did I give you? Oh yeah, Geomancer, just because I'm curious whether there's like a final ability. Probably not, but who knows. Blue Magic, here you go. Alrighty. I do kind of want to defeat at least one of them, just in case they give like a ton of money or experience. So, bear with me. Oh! A hill guy goes. Oh, this guy has a... this guy has a Titan's Glove. We can do shenanigans with that. Well, that's intriguing. Hang on. I didn't realize they would be in here. Let's try to control him first, see what he has. Damage. Blue Magic. Hero 2. You counterattack this. No. I figured you would. Thunder Rod. Bolt 2. Alright, we killed one, so at least we get information on the money for this. Earthshaker, specialty, or escape? Specialty yourself? I don't know what that will do. I need you to be hasted briefly. Can I frog here? Most enemies cannot be frogged. Sleep? Perfect, alright. So we can just sleep him and... sleep everybody and then just steal from him. Or try to anyways. Right, I need to... wake up Ferris out of the control first. Then sleep here. Uh-oh. Don't run away, please. Uh-oh. It appears that the chance to do the thing is kind of lower than I hoped it would be. Please sleep on. Oh no. Sleep on. Alright, we're fine. So the reason why I actually want to steal from him specifically is because that's actually one of the few things that I did in fact see earlier when I was just kind of looking through the initial or the early game list of enemies. I saw a Hillgaigus, which I was thinking, isn't that kind of a later-ish game enemy? Why is it already this high up in the list? Turns out that's kind of a different enemy entirely that I didn't know about. And it does have a rare steal as a Titan's Glove. And in Final Fantasy V for the Super Nintendo you can underflow your magic power if you have an item that allows you to reduce your magic on a Berserker or Monk specifically. Mainly Berserker, because Monk can't equip heavy equipment, which both items that reduce magic intelligence or magic power, I guess, are heavy equipment. So even though Monk has the required... Oh, there's a Giant's Glove, I already got it. Hey, back up. Even though Monk also has the required zero magic power in order to underflow it technically, you can never do it because it does not have the required things beyond that. The ability to equip stuff. Scan! How strong is a Hillgaigus? 1200, weak against poisons, floating and sleeping. Alright. Venom is technically poison, but the status effect denotes the poison element. Alright, let's see. Experience. Alright, experience is nothing particularly interesting, honestly. I think the ability points for the final chop level of Thief has been reduced. It definitely feels like it has been reduced. Either way, we have a Giant's Glove that is very intriguing. So the Giant's Glove is an accessory that normally in the vanilla game you can only get by stealing the rare steal from Azul Magia, as in the Blue Mage, in the Void, which is a late game enemy, or late game boss even. You get one shot at it, unless you reset the encounter. And at that point, you have better accessories, but now that we have it this early, it actually could be worthwhile to consider having a Berserker in our party, and give the Berserker a weapon that attacks in some capacity with magic. And yes, Gaia's Hammer is usually the go-to, which you can steal early-ish by stealing it from the Meteor mini-bosses. Wait, did I not get the cutscene yet? I didn't get the cutscene. So, theoretically, we can actually set that up before even leaving World 1 with the magic underflow, unless it's fixed, which it might be for all I know. Yeah, the problem about Rune Axe actually is that it gives you like +3 magic power, I think. So you require the Titan's Glove in order to underflow the magic power with a Berserker while having a Rune Axe equipped. No, it's actually +5, I think. So the same as the Thornlet or Giant's Glove give minus. So you need both the Thornlet as well as the magic or the Giant's Glove in order to underflow the magic power on the Rune Axe. Which is you mainly use Gaia's Hammer. You can technically use other stuff. Like I think you could use the Fire Butte if you equip Whip on the Berserker, which by the way, equip Whip is actually pretty decent on a Berserker. And right, and even then it only works in character with low base magic, kind of. Something like that, yeah. Alright. Let's see, we're supposed to go to Tycoon Medium here. Let's use a tent to recover 100 MP on everybody and 1000 HP. It's basically full heal, but MP, if we have too much, it's not gonna be fully healed. Let's see. Normally this is going to be Adam and Timmy. Timmy is a turtle who automatically has shell and defense. Equipped only 2000 HP, weak to ice, and not heavy, so you can actually kill it super quickly with stuff that target things that are not heavy, like time magic. In this case, we actually even have Condemn. I'm kind of curious whether that actually would work here. Oh yeah, I'm actually gonna look up what the... No, wait, that's fine. Oh, that's why Heal Gygas is next to... Oh, this is actually in the list for steals. I didn't actually notice that. Alright, here we have a what now? Two-headed dragon. Power drink. That's a lot of damage, dude. Oh, don't steal from a dragon, because, you know, the dragon horde is holy to them or something. Well, that's less than ideal. What? Yeah, that's my thought as well. It's like, huh, that's a lot of damage. I think that's a counter to stealing. At least it felt like it. Huh. At least... If he only physically attacks, we are fine. But... also super slow. This might require a knight with cover normally, or alternatively ninjas with image in order to solve this. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying out stuff. Scan. Two-headed dragon has level 21, 7280 HP, not too bad. No particular weakness though. Yeah, that's just his regular attack apparently. Probably cannot control you. Nope. Just damage again. And let's see whether he's heavy. Condemn. He is heavy. Oh, that's a shame. Probably means I'm just gonna set up a different thing. Do you counterattack if I hit you? It does not appear to counterattack. Do I counterattack like other stuff? Slow, does that work? Slow may work, but chance to hit and stuff, so you never know unless you specifically look into the code. Alright, yeah, we can easily set it up. This is fine. Alright, not gonna refresh the image. He just does 7000 twice a turn. Yeah, it's actually the exact same AI script as Adam and Timmy has, by the way. Adam and Timmy attacks twice, then attacks once, then attacks twice, then attacks once. It's the exact same thing. Which basically all the bosses and enemies so far effectively had like the same behavior overall. Why was that a miss? Without the... Oh! I forgot about that part actually. You can actually stack image up to 3 times. But only if you recast image after only having 1 stack remaining. It's really weird. Just waiting until he knocks me out. But I'm just going to do a very easy setup here. Yeah, I think specifically up to 3 is the maximum you can have for image. I think. I'm actually not sure. So here we go. What we're gonna do is... I'm gonna turn Galaf into a knight. With red magic, which Doesn't give you life, does it? No. You're not gonna be a knight then. We'll have to whittle you into the appropriate HP differently. This is fine. Stay with Mage. Alright, he's level 21. I would need 2 levels in order to get there. We could easily do that technically, but oh well. I'm lazy. You knew that already. Use Thunder Rod. We're gonna use Geomancer, this is fine. Just turn her into a knight after all. Alright, this is kind of what I was thinking. You kind of need a way to counter whatever the enemies are doing. And in some instances, like, well, it's kind of straightforward in this case. Because, oh, you get a Giant's Glove here. That's kind of funny. See, there's -5 magic power on the Giant's Glove. We can actually use that to underflow. It does give you 5 strength and 5 vitality. The vitality unfortunately doesn't do anything if it's from equipment. It only actually helps when it's from other sources. Also, with Guardian Dagger and Elf Cape alone, Lena has a 50% chance to dodge physical attacks. And on top of that, a Mithril Shield is even more dodging. Okay, what are you gonna do first? I mean, to be fair, for all I know, he's gonna counterattack with something later in the encounter, so let's just see how this is gonna work. So the plan is basically, the knight has a passive ability that when an ally in critical HP receives a physical attack, the knight is going to cover for them and take the hit instead. You can actually just have image on the knight in order to avoid the damage, or use the innate guard ability, which reduces all physical damage to 0, no matter how strong the attack is, which is pretty good. I'm probably just gonna be lazy and hold down the A button to spam image the entire time. Let's see how this is going to go. Like, he might have like a death counter or anything like that, that we will just only learn once we are at that point. Steal. Powered rank. He's faster than me, that's less than ideal. Alright, first of all, you set up image. And you set up a Phoenix Down. Phoenix Down unfortunately does not revive you into critical HP, I need to hit Galuf with something. But... how much damage would he do to Galuf? I think this is fine. I think this is fine. I need to hit him at least once more. Varys would actually deal too much damage because she hits full power in the back row with the boomerang, but we can do this instead. It's not in critical HP yet. Don't hit Galuf, please. Thank you. And here, this is why we have Galuf as a red mage. Life will actually revive characters into critical HP. So now, Lena will always block for Butts, or Moth in this case. Lena will now always block for you, and we just need Ferris to get knocked out. And we have an easy setup. Could do this before the encounter, in order to get the HP to critical, if we really wanted to. But, I'm lazy. Will always deals fire-based damage, and has a huge range of how much damage it can deal. Its base attack power is between 50 and 200. So yeah, that's a thing. Alrighty. Gonna discard. It's always funny to me when a character blocks for another character, like jumps in front of them and dodges the attack afterwards. Like, yeah, that's... I suppose you can do that. Maybe Will-O-Wisp got buffed in this, because it feels like Will-O-Wisp is way stronger than it should be here. Thunder Rod, he has no particular weakness. He might have actually an Absorb or something. Nope. Right, now we just hold down the A button. And unless he has something that I don't know about, we win. But this is how you deal with enemies that have heavy physical attacks. You can do it, WF. But basically, in short, this is Adamant Timmy on steroids, where it's just way more HP and basically the concept taken to an extreme. It's not difficult to counter with this setup, but you wouldn't want to play this Romhack in a 4-drop Fiesta, I don't think. That would not work out well. Which, it's interesting to me as a challenge to play this Romhack, but simultaneously, I do appreciate the original a lot more, like, especially for a casual playthrough, because it doesn't funnel you into specific strategies in order to deal with bosses. But if you already know the game, not bad so far. Oh. Toad! Man, didn't work. You didn't know cover and guard paired. Yeah, it does in this game. Red mages, by the way, can equip swords. Actually, bows as well in this. But bows have a 30% chance to miss baseline. Let me guess, every boss in this hack is now a puzzle boss, because that is something a lot of so-called hard-type mods do. Not quite. The early game feels like it, definitely, but for the most part, this hack has been quite fine about it. Like, there's specific strategies, but I could also come up with other strategies. You could use ninjas, or you could just nuke down the boss instead, before he can do much. Like, I still think Final Fantasy V, just as the game itself, provides you with enough options that you're not funneled into specifically one choice. Although it definitely feels like the creator had exactly one solution in mind. Yeah, it starts with 2 hits actually. Rip Dragon Head and Dragon Head too. Yep. Yeah. This is not a ROM hack I would recommend to somebody who is not already really familiar with the game. Like, you would need more than one playthrough. And yes, exactly, Dot Warner. That's pretty much the traditional hard type. Just inflate the stats to a ridiculous degree. And have exactly one solution to the encounter in mind. You're playing this after one play of Final Fantasy V. It's tough. It is, yes. Like, if you know which abilities do what and how to abuse mechanics, or, well, not really abuse as much as you just use them to your advantage. And that's just kind of the natural way of how things go. Read my mind, player's not a design decision you agree with. I mean, isn't that exactly what puzzle games are, though? I suppose puzzle games traditionally have like a way of introducing concepts that you didn't have to expand upon in some capacity. And to me, this is just a puzzle game. And I'm okay with that. Alright, we're off. Oh, we can go up now. Don't save. See what happens. Alright, let's see. We still have the rockets. We could learn missile here. Steal. Potion. Rocket Punch. Missile. Oh yeah, you're still a... Nah, that's less than ideal. But Magic, Bolt... It just focuses on one at a time. So these rockets never kill you by itself. The only thing these rockets ever do is... use percentage-based damage. Missile is 75% of your current health. Rocket Punch is 50% of your current health. And... also confuses the character. Which is also kind of funny when you have a Berserker, because Berserkers can't confuse, so you, as a Berserker you literally can't lose against this encounter. Good night, Caliph. But I can lose against this encounter. I think they're actually not technically heavy. Rocket Punch! Don't be confused. By the way, you always get Wind Slash up here with a Geomancer, which... This is one of the places where Geomancer as a job is excellent. It doesn't cost MP, it's a quick animation, it is really fast and reliable damage. The main downside, of course, is that normally it's random, and when are you going to use a Geomancer? It feels odd that seeing your own friend attack you makes you less confused. It's more like you slap them and they come to their senses. Which, by the way, I could just equip a weapon that deals less damage, but yeah, it's fine. Now let's turn you back into a Time Mage, though. Barrier? Give you barrier. Why not? Well, somebody doesn't have their health cape equipped. Here, you get this one. In D&D you can't fix confusion like that. I've actually never encountered the confusion status effects in D&D. These are interesting, because all they do is cast Flame, which is actually blue magic, or a mission, that we can learn. By the way, they have like 2500 and 2600 HP respectively. Wait, I don't have the... Yeah, that's why. I don't have a Thunder Rod equipped. That's why it deals a little damage. Bonk. Oh, nice. Galaf got hit. Now we have a mission, which is a very low-cost blue magic spell that deals decent fire damage. It's not amazing, but it's cheaper than Fire 2. I think it deals more damage, single target. You can't multi-target it either, though. Blue Mage doesn't get that many direct damage spells, so it's actually kind of decent. Unless you have access to every single other spell in your arsenal anyways, then it might be pointless instead. Right. Missile! Missile! So first of all, haste yourself. That way you can haste the others quicker. Yeah, I think they are very close together in terms of how much damage they do. I don't remember exactly how much it is though, in terms of difference. You know, I just realized these things are not heavy. I could use Demi on them instead. I wanna recover my MP. So let's use a tent. I could just go into the city and sleep instead, but that's a way slower animation. The algorithm guide lists both as 50 power. Oh, I see. So it is identical in that case. I thought mission was slightly stronger. But that's fine. Mage, haste, rain. Let's use healing stuff on you so you can start healing. And while the Mage Master provides one magic power, it usually does not matter. Outside of very specific levels that I have no idea about which one it is, I would need to calculate it. But the Guardian Dagger always gets a 1 in 4 chance to prevent physical attacks. Which is not a good thing if you're trying to hit the confused ally out of their confusion. But other than that, it's usually a good thing. Mission costless? Yeah. And it cannot be reflected. Exactly. Blue magic cannot be muted, which is interesting. I'm not sure whether it's an intentional design choice, but I do definitely think it is a fascinating concept. Alrighty, I have no idea what the boss is going to be. Normally this is Soul Cannon, which has 12,500 HP. Technically 22,500 HP, but you only need to deal 12,500 to kill it. And depending on circumstance, could be pretty bad to try and knock this thing out. Let's see what it has. Blabbermouth? What a noisy toy. You're better off in pieces. Hurricane. Oh, there's Barbarisha. I was so confused. Alright. That was kinda neat. I like that. Alright, here's yourself. She doesn't get healed by that, so she absorbs wind. By the way, normally Wind Slash is terrible against Soul Cannon too. It doesn't get absorbed, but it just doesn't deal damage. So you absorb wind damage, we know that much. Let's see. Level 19. Hey, we have Goblin Punch. 8,272 HP. Hurricane. Your opponent shall be me. Barbarissia of the Winds. You won't leave here alive. Maelstrom. That's just rude. Magic Barrier. Did I give you Magic Barrier? I didn't actually mean to do that. Do you have anything else to steal? No. We kinda need to heal, probably. Ah, there's the whirlwind where we normally can't hit you anymore. Can I slow you? Maybe. I don't know. Actually, curious. Ah! Alright, okay. I was actually thinking. But so, you know how in Final Fantasy V you need a Dragoon in order to remove the tornado? I think the solution here is actually Geomancer. I just happen to have Geomancer in my party anyways. But yeah, this is interesting. I actually don't know what her tornado does, so I'll probably just let her do whatever in order to see what it does. Allure, that is confusion. Knife. Can I slow you? Oh, we can slow you. That's neat. Hurricane is not a counter. I'm just curious what her tornado does, so I'm just gonna let her do stuff. Actually, I'm gonna try and hit her. Let's see what happens. Magic still hits, so it might be a physical defense of some capacity. She doesn't counterattack physical attacks anyways, or the fight command specifically. Let's see... This might just be hard to hit, and that's it. Is it a different monster? Oh, it is a different monster. We got a wind spear from it. Alright. What's your weapon do? Guarding dagger, that's good. Alright, let's actually try Goblin Punch. We are the same level. Maelstrom. Hug? What was Hug again? I forget. I think that's Confusion. Goblin Punch, so far, feels like it could be the solution to most encounters. Because you can just power punch. She's definitely allergic to goblins. Yeah. I'm just kind of trying to see whether she does like a super strong wind slash or anything of that capacity. You have... Get the healing stuff back on you. Fun fact, Red Mage can equip rods and staves, same as Time Mage. Ah, she does use Wind Slash. And the only reason why you survived is because you have Shell. Fuck. I'm mainly just curious what she does, honestly. That's why I could just Goblin Punch her into oblivion anyways. The only reason why... Dodged it anyway. The only reason why Lena survives is because she has Shell, thanks to... Thanks to the passive. Fingertips. Fingertips is paralysis from Liquid Flame, actually. I don't know what Hug does. I think that's a counterattack from one of the tower encounters. She's basically more dangerous in Whirlwind form, definitely looks like it. Just gonna wait until she takes a turn. I wonder if the Hug only works on male characters in this. It might just be what it is. Okay, Moth, you need to move before her. Because otherwise we're just gonna keep getting wind slashed. We might actually be in a death loop right here. Unless I can like cast slow on her and actually hit, which might be difficulty by itself. Does Region do anything? Probably not. Okay, we resisted Maelstrom. Maelstrom Hug. Maybe it's always the same thing. She doesn't always use Wind Slash. Okay, now we can... Uh-oh. No, we cannot. Oh, it's even actually a... Fingertips is also... Oh. HP leak status. I am surprised I survived that. Regeneration actually did save me. I'm gonna wait until she does the Wind Slash. Now we try. Oh no. We're not. Okay, fair enough. So we know Geomancer is the solution. And we can just use Blue Magic on you to hit like a truck. And we're gonna briefly turn you into a Blue Mage. We could steal the Wind Spear though. You have Steel actually as a secondary anyways. Nah, it's fine. Barrier was useful, but... Nah, it's fine. Okay. Curious. I was thinking, oh, it is Soul Cannon. Oh, but never mind. Kinda curious that this is going to be the Earth Crystal rather than the Wind. But we do get the Fiend of Wind here anyways. And we are in the air, so it kinda makes sense. Alright. First of all, you haste yourself. Then we just straight up start Goblin Punching her. Your opponent shall be me, Barbaricia of the Winds. You won't leave here alive. I dare to say this time I probably do. You still have magic barrier. That's fine. I push. You have the healing rod. Need to haste you though, because turns out the Gaia is still useful here. Just to remove her wind. We heal her through this, but you know, it's pretty much what I... Well, I guess the main tricky part about this is it feels like you more or less have to know Final Fantasy IV in order to solve these. And I've played that game exactly once. I forgot to steal the Wind Spear. Pretty sure one more blue magic will knock her out. Ow. She attacks twice during her wind phase. There, she just changed forms. Steal the Wind Spear. Very good. And... remove the thingy, so she's no longer in that form. I just wanted to steal the Wind Spear. Now we can knock her out. Honestly, so far... Oops. So far, I kind of like the encounters. I think they are neat, to say the least. The early game definitely could use a little bit of an overhaul, but the later stages here, you have enough options for it to be still quite interesting. Alrighty. We can now go in here. Did I set up the Goblin Punch levels intentionally? Not for the last 2 times I've used them, that just happened to be level 19. So, no, I didn't actually. You have control, that's good. You get image, probably better ability on average. You get learning, so we can learn stuff. And you get... That's fine. Actually, no, I want black... Well, yeah, black magic on you, so you can put them to sleep. Okay. But yeah, aside from that, it would just kind of be a slower fight, because you need to counteract the healing you do through the Geomancer. You didn't have Goblin Punch levels. It just happens to work out, actually. Before I do anything. I want to load Dark Shock real quick. In vanilla, most bosses have levels way too high for Goblin Punch to be realistic. Well, in vanilla they have about the same level as they have here at this point in the game, honestly. So, for now it's not different than vanilla. Like, 19 is about right. But they kind of fluctuate, like both up and extremely down. So, often it's not really terribly useful to try and aim for specific levels, because the next boss might just be 5 levels lower and then you're over leveled. Can't go any further down. Do we have learning? I forget who has learning. Alright, one of these two has learning, so we're fine. Just break it, it's fine. Alright, we just learned Dark Shock. Now we can half the enemy's levels if desirable. Reasonably sure I hadn't on Gaia. Yep, I do. Alrighty, my Kusa Grande match is going to be in about 1.5 hours, but I do need preparation time for that, so just as a heads up. For anybody who does not know what Kusa Grande is, it's basically the Bad Games tournament. You're given a game you have never seen, blind play, and these games are... what the heck? These games are generally not particularly good. They can be, actually. They can just be quirky and weird instead. But basically, within 1 hour, you try to get as far as possible. I would guess these probably replaced the Lonka Knights. Scan them. Level 24, 2000 HP. We can get stun. Okay, we can use Thunder, I suppose. Let's see what they have for control. Also, I'm gonna do what I actually said I would do. I'm just gonna look up on the list what the enemies have for steal, because I could just put them to sleep or just continuously steal until I get the things. So it's not really all that different. It just saves us all a bunch of time. Alrighty, Lonka Armor, High Potion, Mithril Armor, High Potion for a common steal, that's actually kind of neat, which is actually in fact the exact same as a Lonka Knight. Rare Steel is Mithril Armor, and the drop is a tent. There we go. And I'm also kind of curious how much experience they give, so go Galef. I wonder if the Wind Slash is made reliable in here. I do actually kind of like them having a weakness to Thunder. Search Beam. Oh, we might be dead here. Let's put it this way, we would be dead here if both of them decided to Search Beam. The Search Beam is very deadly. Search Beam is 50% of your maximum HP and HP leak status, which I think is buffed in this game, or in this Romhack. Which consequently means 2 Search Beams will kill your entire party. It's actually only what the Soul Cannon uses outside. We could just turn everybody into Geomancer and Wind Slash the entire way through. Hey, rail drop. Do I have a link to the enemy list? It is, if you download the patch, or the translation for the patch, it has actually a list of steals and drops.txt. Oh, I'm so... Froggy! Froggy! Maiden's Kiss Stone. Sing, my pretties. Sing. Ribbit. 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 So, what if I use a Maiden's Kiss on you? I'm just curious. Can you put her to sleep? No, you cannot. Because you're a toad. Alright. I guess they are not actually... Oh, they are reacting to the thing. That's interesting. Sleep. I hope she can be put to sleep. Steel, leather shoes. Let's see. Bog Witch, Ice Tea, ouch. Bog Witch has... Oh, she replaces the Lamia. She has a Lamia's tiara. That's very interesting. Don't know about the bog frogs though. Bog toads, Lamias, there we go. I haven't seen anything but Wind Slash. Normally you can also get the wind attack in here. Oh. Are you gonna get mad if we do that? Yeah. Level 26, 157 HP remaining. Not a whole lot. Steel. Oh, wow, that's a rare steel right there. And she runs away. Perfect. And again, a chop level. You know, the Lamia's tiara is actually crazy good. Because it gives you 3 magic power. It is as much as it gets for the helmet piece. Like, literally, this is a late game item. Doesn't have the most defense or magic defense, but also 2 things. It gives you immunity to getting confused, which is amazing. And on top of that, it gives you the... Uh-oh. Sword stands up status. I do not have Flee in here. There's a Mimic and a Chimera. Can I control you? Ha! I control the Mimic. Let's nuke the Chimera. I should get smoke on here. Jeez. Terrain. You should have that. Chimeras have 1000 HP. Ooh. Boom and fight and fight. Yeah, they might have actually buffed the terrains. Maybe. Let's see. Mimic scares me, so let's see what the thing does. Mimics are usually super terrifying. 636 HP. Weak against thunder. Curious. Oh, that's a strong attack. Rip Mimic. I wonder what it has to steal. Hang on. Mimic. Phoenix down, Gaia Gear and Phoenix down. Fair. Let me get a gold armor. Alright. Open chests with caution. Got it. I'm gonna save before I go here, because I got a Lamia's Tiara first try. Here. Nana, I would like for you to have smoke, that way we can run away from encounters if desirable. Guaranteed. Unless you can't run away from the encounter, then that will be kind of difficult. Right, first of all, haste, gallop, terrain. Actually, the World Demon is going to get healed by Wind Slash. That's fine. Because we are going to get healed by the World Demon. So, the only way to get... White Wind this early, which is a really good ability, is by controlling a World Demon. So, in a Forge Fiesta, unless you have a Beastmaster and a Blue Mage, you're not gonna get it until a bit later. But here we got it already, so that's nice. White Wind heals you for the equivalent amount of how much HP you have. So, it's really good. Or can be really good, and it heals through Bone Mail for whatever that's worth. Which can be worth a lot. Okay. Learned White Wind. Very lucrative so far. Let's see what's in the chest. Phoenix down, that is standard. So far, nothing in terms of chest contents has been different, aside from occasional enemies thrown in there. Monster in the box. Phoenix down kind of reminds me, I don't have many of those remaining. So I can steal from this. I don't... So I know Mimics have a strong attack. Are Dome Chimeras have it? Fight! It's a surprisingly weak Mimic. Ah, we got the Gaia Gear. That's the rare steal. I'm either getting lucky or maybe I have had some form of threshold. Oh, you know what it is. I know why. I know why we are suddenly much more successful with stealing. Oh, you don't have the healing stuff. Whoops. The reason why we're suddenly so much more successful with stealing is because we have a higher level thief. I'm pretty sure it's tied to the level of the thief. Kinda makes sense. Hey Peachly, welcome. Happy Saturday to you as well. Actually, Gaia Gear is a decent armor upgrade for all of us, actually. I didn't bother upgrading armor because in this game, or in this Romhack so far, it feels like unless you just counter the enemy's attacks entirely, defense is not worthwhile, which, to be fair, is not all that different from the vanilla game. Like, armor is one of the least useful things if you know what you're doing. It's still useful. Not like it's useless. But usually you don't need it much. Yeah, I'm not interested. Actually, I'm kind of interested. World Demons have a rare steal for a Dark button as well. Potion. Put them to sleep. Haste for Ferris. No, don't use terrain, dude. So normally inside the Lonka Ruins you also get occasional Gust, and if you're high enough level, another ability too that is basically percentage-based damage. So it's actually quite interesting to see it being buffed to be exclusively Wind Slash. I assume it's exclusively Wind Slash. I don't technically know. disagree. When you have at least one heavy armor class in Forge of Fist, you feel it. Although it's more because they can use shields. Yes, shields are the big deal. That is definitely accurate. And there to say, it's not about the defense as much as it's about the shields. Because Blue Mage doesn't get heavy armor, but it's just so crazy good because it can use a shield. I still stand by my opinion that Red Mage should get the shield and not the Blue Mage. But I suppose that's also largely because if you know how to use Blue Mage, it is incredibly powerful. Whereas if you know how to use Red Mage, it doesn't really do much more. In the vanilla game, this one, yeah, pretty good so far. Sweet. So, these guys here have a rare steal of a Darkness Bow. And since Red Mage can actually use bows, that is kind of peeling, and Darkness is incredibly powerful if it can be applied to enemies. So we actually have Flash as a blue magic spell in order to have a chance to, like, apply Darkness to an enemy. Maybe I just got lucky, I guess. But Flash has a notoriously terrible accuracy. It is all enemies, so that's what it's going for it, but the accuracy is terrible. On the other hand, Darkness Bow has like a flat, what was it, 90% chance to apply Darkness, regardless of the enemy's level and defense, etc. It's kind of ridiculous. It's not always going to apply Darkness, but usually. If the enemy is susceptible to those. Which the next boss technically would be Arcure Avis. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, as I said, it's not that heavy armor is useless. It's more like, if you know your way around it, you don't necessarily need it. Elixir? Okay, it has something more. Do they have an elixir drop normally? World Demons. World Demons. Potion. Oh, they have a rare drop Darkness Bow, not the steel. The steel is actually the elixir. I wonder whether that's vanilla. Actually, don't know. I would assume that the probability of getting the rare steel is higher than getting the drop. Which is fair. Oh, there's the Darkness Bow. Neat. Pick up that. Neat? No, very nice to have, yes. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, if you have an extreme piece of equipment like the Bone Mail that has just insane defense, it is incredibly noticeable. It's definitely true. But it's also medium armor, so it's that too. Do I want to heal before entering? I think I do. Okay, no encounter here. I kind of halfway expected there to be a chest encounter here. Give me a second. My T button, my keyboard is kind of borked. So I need to check Discord because I need to reply to them whether I know a certain game that they would be offering or not. So let's see, what else is it? There's an Ancient Blade in here. I wonder whether they fixed the Ancient or the All Status effect. In the Game Boy Advance version, All Status effect is fixed. In the Super Nintendo version, it can actually lead to enemies having power underflow and just dealing massive magic damage to you all of a sudden. Like if you use level 2 Old on XDEF on the Super Nintendo / Super Famicom version, at the end of World 2, he will demolish you with Quake. It's kind of brutal. Unless you're floating, of course. Fourth level. High potion, high potion. I should try to steal from these longer armors. A common steel high potion is really nice to have. Especially since my healing is limited. Hey, wait, there's still Lamias in this? So I guess the Bog which don't replace the Lamia. Alright, you have the most valuable common steel. That's not the common steel. Fascinating. Lamias are very fast, by the way. I kind of expected that. Alright, control didn't work. I'm kind of potentially squandering the potential of capturing and then releasing these enemies here, but I don't know. I don't feel like experimenting with that, to be completely honest with you. I just want to casually play through rather than collect data for once, which is what I normally do. Ouch, Ferris is down. Healing stuff back and just heal yourself. Hey, 3 elixir. Yep. Kind of neat, actually. Get the ancient sword, which is definitely the most valuable thing from around here, which a red mage actually can use. Movingly, another monster in the box. That's surprising, actually. Control. Alt. Delete. 2 wind slashes knock this thing out. If Ferris tells the mimic to attack itself with this, it will knock itself out. And Lena's done. Oh, she's arrived at 1 HP. Nice. You can hand off the other collection duties to Luden. I still feel bad about abandoning the Solar Berserker project while Luden was kind of full force working on it and I was just burnt out on it. Because, well, I mean, I did go all the way to the end game with a Solar Berserker in one go, so I suppose that's probably expected. Tent, that's a rare steel. Actually, no, that's a drop from them, not even the rare steel. Curious. Randomness in Final Fantasy V is very strange. Hey Corona, welcome. I'm doing quite fine, thank you. I hope so do you. Oh, they're replacing the... Oh, that's curious. The froggies are replacing the stone thingies. We could... This actually would be a decent grinding spot in here, I think. Just turn everybody into Geomancer and to rain everything away. If you want to grind anyways. I've already grinded more than I intended to anyway, so... I think we're good on levels. The frogs here were actually much bigger before. True, there were bigger frogs, but I think these are not... The frogs here are replacing the stone statues actually, the stone head, the yellow ones. Monster in a box, kind of expected that. Control, didn't work. Ow. You have the... stuff. Terrain! Hypnotoads. Yep. A regular old attack. Control. Ah, actually it does work. And we gained some more levels. Cabin. And an ether. That was not worth to fight these guys for a cabin. I suppose they give pretty good experience and ability points, so... Not technically complaining. Bard's Close, that's more what I expected. Wait, we got Gaia Gear? Wait. For some reason I mixed up Bard's Close and Gaia Gear. We got Gaia Gear earlier. That's actually way better than the Bard's Close. Bard's Close are good, but Gaia Gear is even better because it gives you a damage boost for... Kinda wanna go back to save first. Gaia Gear gives you a damage boost to Earth Magic, which there's exactly one spell you can use, just in case you're curious. Which is Titan, which is really strong as soon as you receive it. Alright. Let's see. Need to keep an eye on this. I'm kinda mildly curious whether they replaced the Hydra or the Hydra. Well, actually, we've seen the Hydra, but we haven't seen the Hydra. Okay. Now let's just go for it. Let's see, what do we have for Arceus here? This is normally Arceus, a 5-phase boss fight. And it looks to be still Arceus. Could be really dangerous, couldn't steal. 246 damage, it's more than it usually does. No. Yeah, actually it is, because we're in the back row, this is about double compared to what it usually does. Terrain, it should be weak to wind in the first phase here. Okay, never mind, it is healing from wind in the first phase. That's definitely different. Scan. Probably question mark. Yeah, as is the original. Weak to thunder in the first phase. Alright. Yeah. I'm probably going to just armor up everybody before we do anything crazy. Do you have anything to steal? Giant ring. Ouch. Wall change? Okay, that's different. That's unexpected, actually. Okay, we need Galuf to be the heal bot here. So I will assume he also changes his physical attack in this case. And he will heal of anything that he is not weak to, in particular, kind of like Medellin. That's fascinating. Let's see, he was weak to thunder. He could still be weak to thunder. He is not immune to it. Maybe it just absorbs wind. Do I need to actually here? And I have you cast Protect, halving all the physical damage received. It feels that is quite worthwhile here. Couldn't steal. 216. I do have high potions that I should use. Say terrain. Okay, this one is fine for terrain. Previous one was not. Physical defense. Slow. I don't know whether they retain the status effect when they wall change. Speed drink. Technically I could identify what the phase or form is based on what you can steal. But practically that is probably, well, impractical. Normally each phase has 1600 HP. Ow. No, protect drink. I almost certainly have to slow this phase here as well, though. It could be actually... We have blue magic, you don't need to have black magic. It could be not heavy, because the second and fourth phase of Archeo Abyss are actually not heavy. Oh, that is actually weak to wind. That is very weak to wind. Do you need to heal anybody? Yeah, yourself. I kind of want to analyze, but only Galuf has healing, so I kind of feel compelled to heal everybody to max HP here. Try Demi. Didn't work, but it could have just resisted it. Can't control this monster. It's one attack and then he's probably going to barrier change again, if I were to guess. Scan! This one here, level 24, weak against wind. Well, we knew that already. You counterattack physicals. Oh! 0 physical damage, oh boy. Okay, 1 form down. Probably out of 5. Unless this is the undead form now, and we are in for world of trouble. Which it might be. Okay, it might just be the previous form that we've already fought before. Let's see. Yeah. 25. Oh, it is. No, it is the undead form. Let's see, does terrain do anything? No. Maelstrom is just rooted. I would guess I just need to use physical attacks. The final form has 0 physical defense in the original, so this is somewhat expected. Oh, I should physically attack. Sorry, Goblin Punch would do the trick. We're not level 25, but it's still full physical damage from the back row, so Goblin Punch is still good. I should use Galaf instead. Fang, that is Oh, you're immune to confusion. I was about to say, that's confusion. Why are you not confused? He's immune to confusion thanks to the Lamia's Tiara. That definitely helps. Should have Elixir Galaf actually. He needs a bit of MP soon. Oh, you don't have Blue Magic this time around. Venom. I guess this is the downside of having a party that is relatively weak in terms of physical attack prowess. I can slow you actually, you're not gonna barrier change anymore. This is going to help a lot. Increase physical defense. Let's see. Spin Dizzy Worlds SNES. Nope. Sorry, I needed to respond to the thing. Where was I? I'm gonna move you to the front row to physically attack with the Guardian Dagger. 240 damage. And some change and HP leak status. Ferris should just attack. You should just heal everybody. This could take a while because that thing might just have a lot of HP. It is slowed. Alright. Gonna move Galop to the front row. He's gonna take more physical damage. But he should survive one attack usually anyways. Thanks to the protect status. Where is your... Oh wait! You have a darkness bow. I forgot about that part. That's even better. And this is indication for Arceus being blinded, so his physical attacks are going to be mostly... Alright. Yeah. Attack. Oh, I wish the flashing would stop after he's already blinded. Which, by the way, the original SNES version does not have an indication for flash actually working. Well, blind actually working from the attack. This one does. Either way, we're gonna win. It's not terribly difficult. Being hasted and the boss being slowed, you just don't really run into much trouble. Unless he has like something in store for us at low HP with an AI change or something to that equivalent, which always can happen. You never know in this hack after all. But for the most part, we get like 4 turns for him getting 1. Makes you think it's critting. Yeah, it's the same animation. Unfortunately, the flashing is just not pleasant. Wonder whether they can put a wrapper on the SD2 SNES, kinda like the SNES Mini has like a script that runs, and that prevents the flashing from occurring when you play the Secret Mana on the Super or SNES Mini. it actually just softens all the extreme flashing, which is amazing, I dare to say. And I'm kind of curious whether you could do that on the SD2 SNES as well, but probably not. I would be kind of surprised. But I don't like the flashings. But it was just... that's how they did that at the time. Ultravalt, thank you! Thank you so much for 49 months of support. That's quite a while. Welcome back, and I'm glad you enjoy your stay. Thank you so much. Alrighty. Archaeo is done. Rumps. That is a lot of rumps indeed. A lot of rumps. Alrighty, make sure to unequip Galuf, because Galuf is gonna be gone for a while. And we never know what we need against the meteor mini-bosses. But we're gonna figure that out next time, since I have to prepare for the Cusa Grande. So there's that. Alright, Cusa Grande. I have to receive the game, but it is... I wonder if I'm allowed to use SD2 as yes. The order of spin dizzy levels at page 31. Page 31 has 19 pages. Oh, I see. The Bigger Bang Theory. Thank you for the good luck, I will need it. Has it been as crazy difficult as Fatlo was playing? The beginning was very, well, specific. Actually, sorry, I kind of missed your questionnaire values earlier. So the beginning was... you kind of had to get a certain level in order to deal enough damage to, like, the tutorial boss. Unless you could, like, get a dagger drop from a Chimera, apparently. There. But still, it's like, well, need a level. For the other stuff, you could usually do some trickery in some capacity in order to get by it. So, it is fine, I guess, if you know how the game works in detail. Like, I didn't really have any trouble dealing with things, let's put it this way. But it certainly is not without difficulty. Like, specifically for the mountain encounter, I will say that unless you have the correct level for Goblin Punch, It's not a difficult encounter, it just takes forever. Because it has so much HP and you deal so little damage in comparison. So it feels like it's set up for Goblin Punch, but you know, unless you know how Goblin Punch works, it's kind of awkward. But yeah, to me, it's an interesting experience, kind of a neat little puzzle, but if you don't know the game as well, then it might be more frustrating. It's fine for me. Pixel Remaster, not done yet, yeah. Don't play it. Any fancy new classes or abilities yet? I haven't seen any classes at all, besides the standard ones. I have opened every single chest so far that I have encountered, and no new ability. Well, there has been like some stuff that, unless I had enough HP, it would just kill me, or I dealt enough damage that I was going to kill it, so to speak. Basically past the early game, now that I have more jobs, it just kind of feels like as long as you know what you're doing, you have plenty of options to deal with things reasonably easily. Like I'm literally just using Geomancer and the Thief in boss battles for fun. So it's not fast, but it works. Also, I'm leveling Geomancer actually just for the express purpose of seeing that it has any new ability at the end. I don't know. I just think Geomancer is fun. Welcome back. But yeah, past the early game, it's kind of been neat. You do kinda need to know about Final Fantasy IV for some bosses, otherwise you might be kinda lost on, well, that boss is just killing me. Do I need to grind like crazy in order to win, or what? If you don't know their gimmick. To be fair, at least for the Water Fiend, it does say it's weak to lightning, so you would just naturally use black mages with lightning on it, so it just naturally just diffuses it anyways. Test that. Alrighty everybody, as mentioned before, I'm going to be in the Kusaku Grande soon, so if you'd like to watch that, it's going to be over at Twitch TV/Barasencha. Over here, in about 40 minutes, I'm going to be there. Alternatively, there is also the opportunity for you to watch ALTPR League, where my teammate Fant is going to... Wait, I think it's the wrong link, excuse me. It is the ALTTPR League. This one is the correct one. Where my teammate Fant is going to be playing. Here's a link to the past randomizer match. And, well, hope he's gonna win. But since I coincidentally have to match up my match at the same time, it's a bit awkward. Aside from that, thank you everybody so much for watching, thank you for listening, thank you for lurking. I hope you enjoyed your stay, I hope you enjoyed being around, and, well, hopefully until next time. Take care and have a good night.